Okay, so we are here at Disney Springs. You can see the characters in flight there is right behind us. Kind of cool. Don't worry, we're not wearing masks, but we are sitting down 6 feet away from everybody, and we do have a beverage, so totally allowed.
Yeah.
Kristen and I we wanted to sit down and do a weekly kind of run Disney and running at Disney recap. So much is going on, so much is happening. New changes and new things are being released. So we thought it might be helpful just to have a conversation, right?
Yeah, just kind of give you a weekly, here's what's going on.
And it's definitely not fact. A lot of this is just our opinions, things that we think, things that we have been thinking about.
Yeah.
Because her and I we've been sitting there thinking about what's going to happen at Disney with running. Night and day practically because we miss running at Disney. So we're always thinking about it. And I know that you guys are too. Everybody out there is thinking about what's going to happen. What are they going to do? So we thought we would just check in with everyone and say, here's what's going through our minds, our opinions.
But we did come with facts, Adam.
Oh, we did. Yeah. And
we are giving you, here are some facts of what we know today.
Sure, and I mean, you and I have both lived in town here in Orlando and been around Disney and run Disney for over 10 years, and I've actually had a hand in some of the planning of some of the run Disney races, and so I feel like we have a really good insight into what could happen, not what will happen, but some really good
speculation.
Some good speculation and some really good first-person knowledge about what could happen, right?
I think we do.
Yeah.
Well, I think that we should get to our first and the topic I think everybody probably wants to talk about or hear about.
Yeah.
So first, let me just say that a couple weeks back, since this is kind of our first recap, was marathon weekend registration. Boy, did that go fast.
So fast.
Not even just the pass holder and DVC registration, but the general registration. It is so unusual for the marathon to actually sell out.
It makes me think that they really limited the amount of registrations. So if you're talking about the parks only being able to open at like 30% capacity or 50% capacity, my guess is that they're doing that for the races as well, for race registration. So instead of 18,000 runners doing the marathon, you're looking at half that. You're looking at 9,000 runners or less.
It's possible because I did hear that even the travel agents didn't get as many bibs this year to use or to sell off.
Social media had a lot of disappointed people. There were a lot of disappointed people that said, I was training for the marathon and I was going to do Disney Marathon as my first marathon. I couldn't get it. Help me. What do I do? We're like, I don't know. Like, normally the marathon didn't sell out until...
No. So there's two options.
Yeah.
It is what you think that Disney has scaled back on the number.
Yeah.
Or I'll just play devil's advocate.
Okay.
We could be both very wrong.
Yeah.
And there's just a lot of people who are itching. All of their races for this year have been canceled. For the good part of this year. So, I know we're only got one left, and that's the Wine and Dine. Everything else that we've had is gone. So there could be a lot of people.
So in other words, people that were going to do different races can't do them. So now they're like, well, guess I'm stuck with marathon weekend, and they're trying to sign up.
They want to have that vacation, that racecation.
Yeah.
So enough about marathon weekend, because we got so much to say in this video. This week is kind of the test for Princess.
I got to be honest with you. I thought yesterday there was going to be an announcement saying, sorry, you can't sign up for Princess Weekend. We're not letting you sign up. But they did. Today was, annual pass holder registration day. I was at work. How did it go, Kristen?
Well, annual pass holders and Disney Vacation Club members get first pick. Not first pick, but they get some slots available ahead of others to, in my opinion, fight for. And Princess every year. It is not like the marathon. Princess sells out within an hour, within a couple hours. sometimes minutes if it's a special race weekend.
People love Princess
Princess
Half. They love it. Yeah.
goes out every year.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure what to expect. The marathon gave me a good indication. So today, we are annual pass holders.
Mm-hmm.
So I did make the attempt to
Which doesn't do much
register.
for us right now, unfortunately, but yeah.
So I did have 3 devices going. I had 2 laptops and my phone. And after 20 minutes, I did get on one of the laptops on Google Chrome.
Mm-hmm.
And all they had left was the 5K and the half.
And unfortunately, we wanted the 10K.
Yeah, we wanted to do something different this year. I always do halves and the longer distances, and we wanted the chance to maybe try a shorter race for Princess Weekend, something that we really haven't done, and this was a good opportunity for that.
We're planning on running a lot of marathons this year. We're probably going to
Yeah.
do the Disney Marathon if it happens. And we're doing the Honolulu Marathon in Hawaii if
we'll
that
be in
happens.
Hawaii. So we've got a lot of really long runs coming up, and so anyway, so that's why
But we
were
didn't want to
trying for
miss
the
Princess
10K.
Weekend. We didn't want to miss it. We had to do it.
Yeah, we're Run Disney Daily. We have to be there.
Had to do it.
I didn't really want to just do the 5K to do that, so I'm gonna wait.
Egg on our face.
Yeah.
We released the top 5 tips for getting Disney registration, and we didn't get registration.
No.
So,
Well-
but it's a signifier to me that there are so few registrations available. That is just, in my opinion, that Disney has not said that, but
Yeah.
they have got to be severely limiting how many people are able to sign up for these races, right?
I think that it's in their best interest. I'm not a race director, but I've put on large events, and I know how much goes into planning a race and what level of dedication and even just the technology behind it. And it's more than the normal runner realizes to put those events together.
So much.
And Disney doing it multiple days in a row, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday in the marathon weekend, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday, put it together, break it down.
And now if they're doing
It's
it
a
at
lot.
30% profit instead of 100% profit,
Yeah.
at what point does it become negligible whether they're going to do it or not, because it's not worth it? Instead of, if you're having half as many runners or less, these races are so expensive to put on. I put this out there on social media a few days ago and it didn't go over well, but I woke up one morning this week and I had the epiphany, this like doomsday thought. Disney could just dump Run Disney altogether. They could shut down Run Disney altogether. So I put that thought out on social media and was slayed.
Yeah.
But guys, think about it.
Yeah.
It sucks, but it could happen. I mean, these races are so expensive. There is no guarantee that they can actually happen this year or next year or ever. Who's to say that running in close proximity to 20,000 other people is possible ever again? And I hate to be the doomsday stir the pot is what everybody's been saying, but you got to think of all angles, right, Kristen?
Well, I think Disney also is kind of unique in their operation. They do pay a lot of people, but if you come here enough, you know that the majority of people at the races, other than the entertainment and a few of their special, Run Disney paid employees, are volunteers.
All those people handing
And
you water, all those people
I'm not
putting the
saying-
metal over your head, they're all volunteers. Yeah,
I'm not saying that people won't volunteer. What I'm saying is there's some legalities and liabilities
Oh yeah.
that Disney might say. It's not so easy to just say, who wants to volunteer? Come on over.
And what everybody was unleashing on me about my comment was, this is a cash cow. This is such a cash cow for Disney. Yeah, maybe it was, but at 30% capacity, it no longer becomes a cash cow.
Yeah.
And if they can only have 10 people per corral,
Yeah.
it's not going to make them money. And let's be honest.
Can they get the food sponsors?
What does Disney do
the
when
gel,
something is no
the
longer
beans?
profitable
Like,
anymore?
I don't know.
I feel like Disney corporate's never been such a huge fan of Run Disney, and I've seen that in some of the events that I've helped plan, because Run Disney is a suck on the Disney system, in a lot of different ways. And I hate to say that because I am such a fan of Run Disney, and I would absolutely hate to see these races go away, but I feel like I have to be devil's advocate right now and say, they went away in Disneyland for a different reason.
Yeah. Well, here, they start locally here at the parks, they start preparing for that days. Like, we live very close to Disney, and so we drive through there, and they're setting stuff up days ahead of time, like the pallets of water. I know you don't want to hear this, but they sit out in the sun for
They sit out in the sun for like a week. Those pallets of water and of Powerade sit out in the sun for a week or weeks. We see them ahead of time, giant pallets of Powerade sitting out there baking in the sun.
Yeah.
And all that entertainment and all the, I don't know, I counted one time, the mobile lighting stations that they set up, the generators with a pole with a light on it to light up all the spaces. Disney has to rent those. And there are literally hundreds of them.
Yeah.
And it is so crazy expensive to put on a race. They still have to hire Orange County Sheriff's deputies and everything else you can think of. Putting on a marathon is so expensive. Putting on a 5K is so expensive. So we got to keep moving along. But I comment below if you think I'm totally out of line, which
he's totally out of line.
I hope that I am. I really
comment and tell him everything's fine.
I really hope that I'm out of line because I can't wait to do Wine and Dine. So please tell me I'm wrong.
Oh my gosh, don't get that'll be for next week because
yes, exactly.
That's my favorite.
Exactly.
And you can't speak about that now.
So we're out of term right now. We're running out of time, and so we need to keep moving along. So what really spurred my thought that Run Disney might be shutting down completely is that they released that the fun runs in the resorts will not be happening. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sorry, but I love the beignet dash, and that was my first thing that I was going to do.
It was a good deal. $15.
And you get 5 beignets.
Before all this happened, we hadn't got a chance. We wanted to go back, and Adam was convinced he was going to go and just, smoke everybody.
I was going to warm up and run, 3 miles ahead of time. Because
the last time we did it was, October, I think. October, something like that. And
the beignet dash is only, 1.2 miles. It's really, really short.
Yeah.
But it's so fun. And if you haven't run over at Port Orleans, it is a beautiful place to run. I would even recommend staying there.
Our POV video shows it.
It is amazing to run there.
It's one of my favorites.
And that's why we actually started this vlog, is we wanted to show people what were great places to run at Disney every single day. And now Disney's shut down and we can't show you. But check out our POV run because that is a beautiful place to run. And that fun run, how much is it? $15?
Yeah, 15.
It's $15 and they give you beignets afterwards.
And it's the cute little bead metal thing.
And you get a medal that's a mask. It's like a masquerade mask.
A bead necklace, yeah.
So much fun. And those are, if you haven't heard of those fun runs, they do them at a number of different resorts, like the Boardwalk. Don't get me started on the Boardwalk. We love to run there so much, and now, I don't know.
Temporarily, yeah, it's
Sorry, I derailed our conversation.
No, I think that's good. Mm-hmm. Everybody should know that the fun runs, they've decided that if you are going there, and I know that's an activity that a lot of people look forward to, because sometimes I'll be running over there or on property, and you'll see a ton of people.
Yeah.
There's a ton of people that go.
That reminds me. Do you remember that time we were running on the Boardwalk and there was a corporate event going on in the Boardwalk? I can't remember what corporation it was, but whatever corporation was having a convention had a sanctioned run at the Boardwalk with bibs and everything. It was the coolest thing. Yeah. So if you can get your company to go to the Boardwalk and have a convention there and then sanction a run in the morning, go ahead and do that because it was pretty awesome.
I was jealous.
Oh, yeah. That was amazing.
Yeah, I can't remember who it was either, but
it was cool, though.
Yeah, you see all sorts of fun things over there.
Yeah.
So the fun runs, if you're going for a hotel reservation, that kind of leads us into our next topic. Is Disney did release that fitness centers will be limited, maybe even limited hours, and maybe some of them closed. The statement wasn't crystal clear, and what is the problem is we can't give you all the information because nobody has it.
They just don't know.
Not every resort is open. Mm-hmm. For example, I was shocked that they are not opening the Yacht and Beach Club pool.
Stormalong Bay, which is the best pool on property.
Yeah.
Stormalong Bay is
Yeah.
amazing, and it's the best pool on property. And it might have something to do with them putting a
Major League
Soccer team over at the Swan and Dolphin, which we heard that all the Major League Soccer teams are going to be over at the Swan and Dolphin.
Yeah.
And then the NBA, they're staying at Coronado, right?
Some.
Yeah.
For all we know, they might need to house them. Other
These guys are
places
going to
too.
want to run. Are they not going to let these guys run? All these NBA players, are they going to not be able to run at their resort?
Well, I know we won't be.
We're not. And here's what worries me is that we love to go run over at the boardwalk.
They're not going to let us.
I don't think they're going to let anybody be on the boardwalk without a mask. And as much as I would love to say I can try, I don't think we can run with a mask on. I just think it's too dangerous.
So that's one thing that we want to talk about in the video this week is I just don't know. There's all this talk about masks, and if you want to go for a run outside, like today it was hitting 95, 96 degrees and it's very humid. It's been
Not possible.
storming in the afternoons.
Yeah, not possible.
I love to run outside, and Adam, as you'll probably learn or see, he loves treadmill. Why we're doing a lot of POVs,
Love
because Adam
treadmill
loves
running.
the treadmill.
Love
But I'll
the
go
treadmill.
outside, and when it's 95 degrees, it's hard for me. Even I don't know.
It's impossible with a mask. It's just not possible.
I could not run with a mask on.
This segues, though, into our next point. If you were done, is there anything? I was thinking, so all of you at home, if you've run a Disney race before, you've heard of Track Shack. Track Shack is it's a running store in town that
It's local.
It's local
to
here in Orlando,
Mm-hmm.
and it has sanctioned a number of races, and then actually started basically Run Disney. Run Disney has Track Shack time and sanction, and everything that's official for the race is done by Track Shack in town.
They manage that.
And if you haven't been to Track Shack, when you're in town for a Run Disney race, we're not sponsored by them, but go over there and check it out. It is cool.
Oh, it's a great store.
It is cool. And the owners are fantastic.
Oh, they are in the store. I love going down there and supporting them.
If you go to Runner Relations during a race at the expo, you will see the owner of Track Shack. He's there. But go check out Track Shack, because it's a fun place, and they will fit you for your running shoe. It's a little far away from Disney. It's kind of downtown. But anyway, I digress from that. The reason that we're bringing up Track Shack is because they have released their guidelines for running races, their races, whatever their sanctioned races are, what kind of health guidelines they have.
Yeah, they do a lot of smaller local races, like they have a 4th of July run that usually goes off, that kind of thing. But a lot of people do show up.
They do the Paris run too. Track Shack does the Run Disney Paris run.
I didn't know that they were managing. They're managing things like times. They're not the race director.
No. They handle logistics. But what's interesting is that they released their health guidelines for races, which I can see verbatim translating over to Disney. I mean, in my opinion, I think that Run Disney will adopt and modify Track Shack's policies. And here's what they released. They released that you must wear a mask before running and after running. So that means you're going to have to carry a mask, right?
Yep.
And here's the killer, guys. And this is where I'm going to thrive. You must bring your own water. So they're not going to give you water. And I'm wondering on a half marathon how that's going to work, but you must provide your own water.
No, you have to provide your own water device.
Okay, well, I love running with a hydration pack, so I have no problem with that. In fact, I prefer a hydration pack, but you're going to have issues.
I like to run with as least as possible.
Or I like to run with as much crap as I can.
I honestly hate the Nathan hydration packs.
I love it. I love it so much. It's got so many
some of you
pockets.
do.
It's great. I can put all kinds of stuff in
I can't run with a backpack. But
this is why we're the perfect combo. Because everything that you need, like your goo and your sunglasses and everything, I'll just carry them for you.
Carry it.
Along with broadcast gear if needed.
Yeah. No problem. But yeah, so if you Track Shacks, again, this is not Disney, but this is an organization very close and provides guidance.
I would suspect that they're gonna that Disney's guidelines.
You have to bring your own. It said hydration device.
Yeah.
So they'll have water, I imagine,
to refill it with.
Yeah, refill.
But so if you're planning on doing Wine and Dine and you're planning on doing the Princess Half and Marathon Weekend, start training with a hydration pack, guys. or
Yeah.
water bottles or some kind of thing that you're going to carry with you, because
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the case.
Oh, you know what's even going to be more kind of upsetting, I think, to people? There's no spectators.
That's right. Spectators
Track
are
Shack
gone.
will no longer allow
So
spectators. And you know what? I completely see Disney doing that.
Disney's going to do that. They're going to take away
That's
spectators
not a
in
big
my mind.
deal.
That stinks. If you train to run a half or a 5K for the first time and you just want your family or your husband
No.
or your wife there to cheer you on at the end, I
Yeah.
don't think that's going to happen.
It's kind of sad, you know, when I finish a race, like I love coming out to the finish line, and regardless of like what my situation is, I love seeing all the people like holding the signs and like the little kids with the flowers for their mom or dad.
During the marathon, right at the boardwalk there, that was the best.
Yeah.
All the people with signs
I
that
have to
were
say, like, I almost like shed a tear sometimes because there's so many people like there to support, and that I can see
Yeah.
I have a feeling that will go away.
sad but true. I think, guys, regardless of what happens, running at Disney is going to change. I think that our norm of coming home from work and going to run at the boardwalk 5 days a week is not going to happen. Guys, it was so magical.
Yeah.
It was great. We loved to run there. It was our favorite place to run, but I don't think that's going to happen anymore.
Well, I think that temporarily things will be on kind of a major lockdown.
Yeah.
And we've heard some rumors about only top tier rooms
Yeah.
and resorts. And that gets real expensive when you're being charged $800 a night or more.
Disney's going exclusive on us, guys. If you want to stay at a Disney resort now,
I don't know.
you're going to have to go top tier. They're going to have to go deluxe resort. And you know what's crazy is people are getting their princess registration for Princess Weekend, and you can't even get a hotel or a park ticket.
Not right
or
now.
guaranteed that you're going to be able to get a park ticket. So,
Yeah, and all we can hope for is the best, and we don't know yet any of their park stuff, but that's why we're gonna do these weekly videos.
exactly. We're going to do some weekly check-ins with everybody, and please don't think, I know I've had a lot of negative things to say, but
It's negative.
I love Disney so much, and I love running at Disney so much, and I like to play devil's advocate, and gosh, I hope that everything I'm saying is not true, and that
We're all running together.
We're all going to be running together
in
at Wine and
November.
Dine. I am so excited for that race, and I know you are. I know you've never missed one, so I know that you're really excited about it, and so am I. So, have we covered everything?
We have. So I guess that's until next week.
We'll check in with you guys next week and bring some more topics about what's happening at the Walt Disney World Resort as far as running is concerned, whether it's in the resorts or actually sanctioned Run Disney event. And if you think our content is interesting and worthy, please click on that little subscribe button that's like right over here to keep watching us, and give us some comments and some feedback about what you think about how our vlog has been. And if you haven't checked any of our POV videos out and you're a treadmill fan like I am, go check them out, right? They're
For
kind of
sure.
cool. Yeah. All right, well, until next week, happy running, everybody.